Conshohocken, Westchester. Fuck is the nearest one?
All right. We're back on.
Let's get it.
All right. Let's get it. It feels weird being back in here talking to somebody. It feels like it's been forever. But we're back. We're back, baby.
All right. New and improved. New and improved.
That's how it is, man. Each season, each thing, each change, we just got to get better. Got to get better. So, I mean, I'll say before we do get started, I'll say we finished off last season with the other name. I think we did 4 debates like in that last month.
I know it's rolling.
Yeah, and we already got 2 scheduled already. So we're gonna talk about that on here. So I'm gonna hop on. You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the new and improved Stoop Life Podcast. That's right, guys. We're coming back at you guys with a new name, a new brand, because why not? Spice it up. We always tell you guys that we're sponsored by the Stoop Life Facebook group, so now we're just going to make sure you know that name. My man who's co-host right here with me, Paul, he made this thing popular in Norristown. Well, we got to make it nationwide now. So that's why we're making the podcast name after what Paul started. So I just want to say welcome back, Paulie. I'm glad to be back with you, man. How the hell you been?
It's a pleasure to be back. You know, to actually be doing something, talking sports, something I love, something I grew up doing, something we all grew up doing. Now we have the podcast that's officially the Stoop Life Podcast. Mad love to the My Side of the Block podcast. We're going to do something else with it. Not yet, though. We're going to do something else with that. But right now, and from now on, the Stoop Life. Remember that name in your head, not just for the group, but for the podcast.
When I did the intro there, I almost said it felt weird because I'm used to saying Out of the Block podcast. Now I know I kind of came out a little different. I was like, oh wait, I forgot we switched up the name. But yeah, man, I just want to let you guys know that it's the Stoop Life Podcast, and the reason it is the Stoop Life Podcast is because of what Paulie has been doing on Facebook in our community with Sports Talk. Every single week, we get more people added in. We get more talks going in about sports, all topics, and it's awesome, bro. I love what you did, started, and now let's keep building it because we got a lot of work to be doing this year. Because I already told these guys we got it. Before we get started, I do just want to give a shout out here. We got a couple debates coming up. But first, next Tuesday, we got our man Matt Giovinco coming back on the podcast. We're going to be doing an interview. It's something we started our podcast with. We're going to get back to it. And you guys have seen Matt on the podcast. Yeah, he's seen him on the podcast doing debates. He's always fun to watch. But we're actually going to hear his story this time.
Super righteous. Super righteous. The only guy on here that does not curse. And you don't want to curse when you're in front of him. It's a great tactic.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a better person when he's on the podcast with us. I'm like all my sins are washed off because he's such a good dude. And I'm for real, man. Matt, we love you, bro. We can't wait to have you on. For those of you who didn't know that have seen Matt on the podcast before, he actually played for Team USA Dodgeball. That's right, guys. Like he actually is one of the people that started up that. Like dodgeball is popular, bro. Believe it or not, it really is. And he was one of the first people to do it. He was like the Rocky Johnson of dodgeball. We're gonna have him on to talk about that because I can't wait to hear because I don't really know much about it. I don't know if you do, Paul. So I can't wait to.
It's very competitive dodgeball is an underground, low key phenomenon. And it's big. It's bigger than we know. I'm telling you, it used to be on FS1.
I've seen it a couple times.
On FS1.
I've seen him on it a couple times. I'm like, holy shit. Pretty cool.
And I remember seeing Jeremiah Trotter playing one. Jeremiah Trotter played in a couple, I think, actually.
Yeah, I remember seeing a couple of videos of those professional baseball players playing. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, you can't go take
you want to kill somebody.
Fair game, bro. Fair game. Because I love playing dodgeball. I mean, I'm going to call Matty out on how we beat him in the Norristown dodgeball. I'm going to let him know.
Oh, man.
I can't wait to have you on, Matt. We're here. And we got 2 debates scheduled after that. Next Thursday and 2 Thursdays after that. Guys, believe it or not, we got probably me and Paul's favorite debate coming up to date. And when we say that, because we've had a lot of good debates on here. But we're going to start bringing in some different things. We're going to have a debate about the WWE. I don't know about you, Paul, but
I think I'm more excited about the WWE debate than my own at this point. And I'm serious. I just want to hear how they break that down. Like, we have The Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's going to be a tough one.
Wow, that's going to be great.
Yeah, I was telling people we were debating WWE, and how are you going to debate WWE? I'm like, dude, there's like 50 different legit categories you can bring up to debate. So that's on whoever's there. Like, I'm not saying, bro, microphone, character, finisher, titles, because, even though it's fake, they still do their thing. It's going to be interesting. Like you said, we got Stone Cold versus The Undertaker. We got Rock coming back on to do his first debate against Steve. So it's going to be great. And then after that, we got my man Paulie hopping back in the ring. And guys, when I say this debate to people, Paul, I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people look at me like I'm nuts. Like, what? No shit.
They don't know basketball. They have no idea. They either hate Kobe when he played, or they don't understand basketball.
Well, no, they look at me because they're like, hold on, you're going to debate Kobe Bryant versus Michael Jordan. And I was like, trust me, it's a lot better, closer than you think, especially when you got my man Paul coming with the stats and all the information coming up. So we got Paul actually asked Kobe Bryant, and we got a newcomer coming on the podcast. Ant O'Connor is going to be taking Michael Jordan. That's going to be the following Thursday, 2 Thursdays from now. So
I want people to understand. I need people to understand this is not a debate about the GOAT. This is a debate about the better player.
Exactly. I'm going to make sure people understand that, because every debate we do isn't about a GOAT. We're comparing them. That's exactly what you just said.
We're comparing just 2 different players. And just because many people think Mike is the GOAT, I don't think he's the best player. We'll see though. We'll see what. I'm not
going to talk about it anymore because I don't want to give none of your secrets away or anything you say. All I'm saying is, like you even said it in the group, when people compare Jordan and LeBron, they're different players.
Way different players.
And Jordan were a lot closer. So and they played the same position pretty much. So it's going to be a good debate. Guys got to tune in for that. It's going to be good. But today, believe it or not, we're actually going to be starting off our podcast, new name, talking about Major League Baseball. I never would have thought we were going to be talking about Major League Baseball to start off a podcast 2 years ago, but I've been noticing that a lot more people in Stoop Life are baseball fans. So
we got a lot.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I love the beginning of baseball. I love free agency of baseball, and then I love the playoffs. The middle of the year, it's kind of long. It's kind of hard to keep up with. That's why we did our first ever Stoop Life Baseball League. And after doing that draft, I got hyped up to talk about this because I was like,
I got excited.
How hard it was. That draft was hard.
Very excited.
Yeah. So, we're just going to get right to it, guys. We're going to be talking about the upcoming baseball season, which opening day should have been today.
I know.
That's actually why we did the podcast. I was like,
today. It should have been today, but unfortunately not.
Yes, we're a week away from opening day, and there's going to be a lot of changes from now to a week. We all know different things. People get hurt. But we're going to start off with what is current right now on March 31st. We're going to hit you guys up. We're going to talk to you about World Series winners, division winners, AL, NL. We're going to talk about conference winners, MVPs, Cy Youngs. And don't get you guys wrong. This is pure fact, what we're going to say.
It's always facts, man. It's always facts.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said before we got on here, last time we did a breakdown was during COVID when they had that short season. Yeah. And I look back at my projections, and they were god awful. They were horrible, like real bad. But I think I'm really actually confident in my picks this year because I got a lot better in doing projections since we've been doing this podcast. And we're going to keep you guys up to date throughout the year with baseball too, because it's fun. There's a lot of different stuff to talk about. There's a lot of parlays that you can hit that we're going to be bringing into this. So be on the lookout for that. But I want to break down first. We're going to start off right with the bang. World Series champion. Last year we had the Atlanta Braves. I mean, I can still smell them from here. I hate the Atlanta Braves. And they beat the Houston Astros. So off the top of your head, without me giving you the odds, who's your opening favorite for the World Series champions. I know it's not an Oakland A's like your hat, but I mean, who you got?
It's got to be the Dodgers to start off. We got to rock with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, they bring back everybody, bro. There's not anybody that left that team besides Chris Bryant. Otherwise, the team is still very loaded. I can't see how they're not.
You're wrong, actually. They actually lost Corey Seager, but they gained Freddie Freeman.
Exactly.
Like, all right. I mean, you know, and a lot of people forget about Dodgers. They get a couple of the pitchers back that got hurt. One of them that should be back later in the year, Darren May. I keep saying him because he's hurt right now. But he'll be back coming up. You add him to the rotation. Man, I mean, they signed Clayton Kershaw back cheap, which Clayton's a beast. I mean, even though he's older, he still wins games. You know, they got my man Walker out there who's just a stud. I mean, it's hard to go against the Dodgers, bro. Like,
it's hard.
It really is, man. Like, they're so loaded. Like, I sent you a picture earlier of the teams that spent the most money this offseason, and somehow they were number 2. They spent like $280 million this offseason. I was like, they got Freddie Freeman and somebody else I'm missing out on, but I'm like, holy shit. Like, how do they keep spending this freaking money, dude? Like, everybody wants to talk about the Yankees spending money. Like, the Dodgers have had over the last 5 years than, like, any Philadelphia organization combined. Like, it's insane. Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
Well, it is the LA Dodgers. Magic Johnson is on that board, so I'm sure he knows how to open money up. I will say that Magic Johnson's actually really good at what he does.
Yeah, they got one of the owner groups. They own like Chelsea. Like they own.
Exactly.
Yeah, they got money.
They got bread, man. So you got to spend it. Stupid money.
You know, it's one thing. I don't hate the Dodgers though. I don't really hate the Dodgers. I think it's their West Coast probably. They're not in our actual division or conference, or division. But I don't want to see them win again, bro. I want a different team. And listen, I'm taking the Young Bucks this year to win. I mean, I told you this shit about a month ago, and now they got better. I'm taking the Toronto Blue Jays to win it. I don't like seeing Canada beat America at anything, but they're going to win the World Series this year.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, I mean,
listen,
my favorite player in the league, Vladdy. Like,
he was my MVP last year before everything all started. He was my MVP pick last year, so I understand. Yeah, Vladdy's a beast, man. He's still a beast.
The funny thing is about our picks right there, we got the 1 and 2 on odds, which, you know, even if you didn't look at it, you knew the Dodgers were number 1. Probably didn't know Toronto was number 2. Because about a month ago, before the Matt Chapman trade, they were ranked number 8. They were at 1,300 to win. They got.
Well, you're bringing in one of the best. You're bringing in a guy who's one of the best defenders.
Yeah, got Chapman. They got another couple guys. They got the other guy too. I forget. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. They got somebody else too. I forget. But dude, they're loaded, man. They're young, loaded. I love Bo Bichette too. Like that dude's a beast. They got all them young guys that their dads were former pros. Don't they got Biggio too? Right? Is that them, or is he on a different team?
No, that's not them. I don't think Biggio is with them. I gotta look back at that.
So odds to win the favorites, guys. We're gonna give our Philadelphia Phillies. You know, we gotta give our Phillies some love. We've been in the podcast this long. We haven't talked about the Phillies yet, guys. We're from Philadelphia. We rock hard Phillies. We rock hard Philadelphia. Everything, but we're not your typical Philly fans that they're gonna win the World Series. They're the best team. They could win. Don't get me wrong. They could win.
They're loaded this year, though.
They might have one of the best offenses in baseball.
Yes.
They need to work on that bullpen, that pitching. You never know. You never know what happens.
They got a couple old arms. So, I mean,
you never know.
They're reliable. They're reliable. So, I mean.
Baseball is one of them few major sports that if you get in the playoffs, you can win at whatever seed.
I agree. I agree on that one.
So, I mean, hey, there's 6 seeds to get into the playoffs this year, and Phillies could get in. We're going to talk about that more later. But Phillies odds to win the World Series. Out of the top 15, do you think they're in the top 15?
To win the World Series?
Yeah, top 15.
I think they might be in the top 10 in their division to get in there, win the conference to get in there. But to win the World Series, my guess would be probably not.
Well, believe it or not, they're actually ranked 13th overall to win the World Series, and they are
top 15. Yeah.
They are 7th to win the NL. So 7th in the conference to get there, 13th overall. So they're plus 2,500. Above them, we got the Boston Red Sox, San Francisco Giants, San Diego Padres, New York Yankees, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and then we got our top 5. I'm going to give you top 5 teams. How do you rank them? We already know 1 and 2 are LA and Toronto. You got Houston, Chicago, New York. Where would you rank them?
I would probably say Houston's number 3, Chicago is probably number 4, and New York is number 5.
They're all about the same, plus 1,000. So it doesn't really matter how you put them. They're all right there. I put Houston number 3, in my opinion, just because they've been there already. And they lost Correa, which is a big loss in the playoffs, but somehow they always that fills in for people. You know, they cheat, they get in, whatever, they get there.
They're vampires. They're fucking vampires. They know how to do it.
They find a way. I put the Mets number 4 because if they stay healthy, how are you beating them in a playoff series? Sure.
Well, keep it real. The pitching is remarkable there. So that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a conference final matchup. Well, I wouldn't love to see because I would love to see the Phillies in it. But out of this theoretical odds, I would not mind seeing a Dodgers, New York Mets, NL championship. I think it'd be a hell of a matchup. So we'll see what happens with that. Some of the outside teams looking in out of the top 10, you know, you got Atlanta number 7. They lost Freddie Freeman and signed Matt Olson. I don't know. I mean, Matt Olson might give them more home runs, but I'm curious to see how that leadership that Freeman gave them. I'm curious to see how
that's going to be tested. But they also got Ozuna still sitting there. It's hilarious. Like it's still a very good team. They're probably, honestly, in my opinion, I like them better than the Mets at this point in our division. I think they're a better team later on in the year than the Mets because if you've seen the Mets past 3 years, they've been considered good, but they haven't done shit. You know,
that's one question about the Mets. I mean, like DeGrom might get hurt.
Exactly, sure. DeGrom might get hurt.
But I got to go off. They're going to be healthy, which knock on wood. I hope they aren't. I mean, you never know though. I mean, I see what you're saying. Atlanta got that deep. They're deep.
And that one thing about Atlanta is they get consistent. Like you would have thought after the All-Star break, the breakdown they had wasn't great. Like they were bad at the end of the year. They were bad. They snuck in, and what you just said about how all you gotta do is get to the playoffs, everybody has a shot. They're the perfect example.
100%.
Atlanta's not one to sleep on, so I can't sleep on them at all. I mean, I like San Diego too. I mean, I like the Yankees are always gonna be floating around. Tampa Bay is still nice. Milwaukee's always a threat. Yeah. So let's see. I mean,
one thing I like to say about Milwaukee, they got 2 top. Like the crazy thing is this. Listen to this. We're gonna talk about it a little bit later, but 4 out of the top 5 NL Cy Young people come from Milwaukee and New York. That's insane.
That is insane.
Which team doesn't have the injury problems with their pitchers though? Milwaukee doesn't. They don't get.
Milwaukee doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, if they stay consistent, they have the same years that they had last year, maybe a little bit better because you progress. Watch out for them. They might win the NL. Like, they're pretty good. Their hitting's not as good, though. They got some young hitters that can hit some bombs. But
I mean, Christian Yelich is still there, so I mean,
if he's healthy. Yeah, I mean,
healthy.
I mean, dude, once you get that back injury, you kind of
that's a bad injury.
Yeah, it's bad injury. So let's talk about the NL real quick. So I said the Phillies were 7th. They're 7th at plus 1,500 to win the NL. Listen, like I just said earlier, injuries can happen. You get some trades, you get some acquisitions. They got one of the best hitting teams in baseball.
Yes.
Their pitching plays a little bit better. They stay healthy. They get somebody. They could win the NL. Never know. I mean, put a couple bucks on Philly if you're from Philly. Don't put your life savings on it. But they could absolutely get there, man. Like, there's a lot of hype around right now. They got a lot of guys that they brought in that we didn't expect them to sign, that they did.
Yo, they spent the money this year, and I'm amazed. But again, it's all up to that pitching. This is Nola's make or break year. I think if he has a shitty year, he's out of here. He's done. We already got a beast Cy Young champ in front of us. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I like the batting. I like the sorry. I like the batting, and of course they get hot. People get hot later. So problem with the Phillies are they don't stay. They don't know how to stay the course. Like, you know what I mean? They'll look really good. They'll have their moments when they're winning 10 straight. Then they'll go 2-8 the next time.
Watch,
that's what type of team the Phillies have been.
They're gonna start like 10-4.
Yeah, they'll start like 10-4. Then go 10-10, just like that. That's just how they are. They'll win series against Atlanta, Washington, and the Mets. They'll win series, but they'll fall to Miami. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I like right below them. We're gonna talk about them a little bit later. Behind the Phillies is St. Louis at plus 1,700.
Sleeper.
I'm putting some money on them. I mean,
sleeper.
They're one of them teams that when they get in the playoffs, that organization just knows how to win.
What's scary about that though is they just got the old man back. So I think they're inspired a little bit with the old man.
I don't think he's gonna do much. I don't think
he's gonna do shit, but I think he's a clubhouse guy that they're like, yo, we have to go out there and win one for the old man. Don't let him get hot.
As long as they still have Adam Wainwright on that roster, they're gonna get the playoffs. Like, I mean, that dude's still playing. I mean, hell. But above them, we got San Francisco plus 1,300, San Diego plus 950, Milwaukee plus 600, Atlanta plus 600, the New York Mets plus 500, and the LA Dodgers plus 220. I don't see anything wrong with that, really. I like the NL odds there. I really do.
Me too.
We'll see. We're going to talk about a little bit more in the projections when I do my conference, but I don't think it. I mean, a lot of times when a team wins the World Series, unless they're LA, they fall out. So I have a feeling that's going to happen with the Atlanta Braves. It happened with Washington.
I don't think I can't see. I just can't see the Braves.
I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I'm saying that the teams they play are going to be better playing against them.
Yeah.
And our conference, for example, like the Mets and us, are going to be better. Remember, they won 80-some games they got in. So I don't think that 80 was 86 last year. 80.
They were. Remember, the second half of the year they were under 500 team.
Yeah, I don't think
80 had to get in.
Yeah, man, it's got in. I don't think they're going to be in that position this year. I don't think 88 wins, struggling at the end, is going to get you in. I think.
It's still got. I mean, Austin Riley's a hell of a player. So I mean, you still got Ronald Acuna. Like, it's and you got Ozuna too. Like, it's just, this team's and you still got what's his name? Freddie.
Reed.
The other Spanish guy. I forgot his name. He's a beast too. Not Soler. Yeah, of course they have him too. But shit. This is in my head. Let me look real quick. I had it. The funny thing is, I'm about to pick all three of those Braves up on our fantasy league, so they're sitting there. I'm like, I can't. But my point is, they're still good. They're still a really top tier team, and I would not be shocked if we see them in the World Series this year again.
So out of that, you still going with LA to win the NL then?
They have a bad taste in their mouth from last year. So I'm gonna roll.
I find it hard. Even if they get a couple injuries, they're still deep. Like,
they're still deep, yeah.
Still deep. Now let's get into the AL. This is where I find it very interesting. So we got the number 2 team to win the World Series is Toronto. They're third to win the AL in the odds, which I find very fascinating, and I feel like that's my steal if you're a bettor. We got Chicago the favorite to win. Chicago is the favorite to win the AL.
Yo, what's crazy about that? The White Sox, bro. The White Sox are up and going. Like, they're dangerous and shit, man.
They signed Cy Young. Wow, you're right.
They're dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a favorite this year too.
Yeah, we got number 2 Houston. Number 3 is Toronto. After that, we got the Yankees and Tampa Bay are both tied. And then
which I think is bullshit. So
then we got Boston. And then we got the LA Angels, baby. I mean, can they get there? Can they get there this year? I mean, you always hope to see so. You want to see them in the playoffs, but
I don't think you want to see them in the playoffs. I mean, Mike Trout. I mean,
he gotta get out. He gotta get out of there, bro. Like, oh man, best player in baseball, hypothetically, for the last 10 years, and he's been in the playoffs one time, one series. Jesus Christ, dude! Imagine that in any other sport. Whew.
But he signed a contract. He could have came home.
Kind of had to. They offered him so much money. It's like, all right.
He could have came home.
I don't think he cares about winning. I mean, I think he wants to win, but at the same time, I think he stayed in LA not because he doesn't think they can win, but I think because he doesn't like getting the attention from the media.
No, hell no. I mean, they're not the LA team that everybody's looking at, though. I mean, the Dodgers are the hot. It's like the Lakers and the Clippers. Like, they're the Clippers in this conversation. So, I mean, he decided to. I don't mean my thing is he wasn't going to win there. They got Ohtani there, too. So, I mean, I don't know. But
yeah, I hear you. I mean, I don't know. But as we all know, I got Toronto coming out of the AL. I don't know about you. Who you got coming out of the AL?
Out of the AL? I got to think about this one because I might rock with Toronto myself. But I might actually take a I might take a little bet on Chicago as well.
Not honestly. I don't blame it.
I don't know. Actually, I like Houston.
I wouldn't have put Chicago as a favorite if I was just look at this. I would have said they were probably maybe 4th. You know, I would have figured, in my opinion, I would have figured it was like Houston, Toronto, Yankees, and then Chicago. You know, because like, you know how the Yankees are. You know, they always get the love. Look at the LA Lakers, man. They get the love. They don't even make the playoffs.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
If I turn on the TV, if I turn on TV right now, I'm not going to see what Devin Booker did one night. I want to see how LeBron scored 30 points in a 10-point loss. I'm not going to see what D Book did against a top tier team, number 1 team in the West. But because it's the LA Lakers, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's how it is. The Yankees, man. That's why
exactly.
Let's talk about the MVP. We're gonna talk about the MVP right here. And I brought up the LA Angels, man. How are you going to not make the playoffs? And you got the top 2 favorite AL MVPs in Ohtani and Trout.
And Mike Trout. Like, I don't get it either. Listen, I've raved last year so much about Ohtani because I like guys who do a lot more than one thing, and he does a whole lot than one thing. So the fact that they have Mike Trout and Ohtani sitting there and they've never sniffed the playoffs, really, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but that's the 2 top guys for the MVP right now. So at least in the AL. So
they're top 2. Listen, if those guys play good, if they stay healthy, they're going to be pretty hard. Listen, another thing I want to remind everybody about the Angels is that they get Anthony Rendon back. Okay,
Rendon is an animal.
And he was hurt all last year. They get him back. That's going to improve a lot on Justin Upton as well. And on top of that, this is the team that basically we might as well just put in their logo. The Angels should have a crutch because they're all hurt. They signed Noah Syndergaard too. I mean, imagine him if he comes out and he's healthy, which probably isn't. You can say about the whole team. They're going to be tough. Number 3 for AL MVP is Vladimir Guerrero. Now, I want to point something out about these 3 guys I just mentioned. Ohtani is plus 400. He's the favorite. And then you got Mike Trout and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. are tied for second at plus 500. Now, listen to this shit, guys. And this is who my brother picked for his MVP. Number 4, Aaron Judd at plus 2,000. I mean,
Dude, I honestly, I don't know because he's. I'm not a fan of him anymore. When he looked like the next big thing coming out because he's 6'8", can hit the shit out of the ball, and he plays for the Yankees. What more can you want? But he's really not thrilling. You know what I mean?
I mean, plus it doesn't help that he's a Yankees guy. I mean, it makes me not like him though. But he's a beast. He's a beast at plus 2,000 though. You know, baseball loves the Yankees. Remember we took Mike Stanton a couple years ago. He didn't stay healthy at about the same numbers. But that I find that crazy that those three guys are at plus 500 and then he's at plus 2,000. That's going from number 2 to number 4. Like that's how much of a time it is. That just shows how good those guys are. Like, I mean, if you're betting anybody else, you're pretty much just throwing a ring in there. You got Rafael Devers on there, Wander Franco, and then after that,
I was just about to bring up Wander Franco.
Yeah, there's a couple guys on.
How do you feel about him?
I mean, listen, like you never know with injuries. People get hurt. He could get in there. At plus 2,400, all them guys are good odds. I mean, it's pretty good odds for a guy that's number 6 in the AL MVP stats to start the year. It's pretty good. I mean, my MVP is locked in. I already got that bet in. It's going to be Vladimir Guerrero. I'm not even going to argue anybody about that because Vladdy has a couple guys around him now that are even better.
Yeah.
I mean, his RBI numbers are going to go up. His home runs are going to stay about the same. His batting average is going to stay about the same. He's a 300 hitter, 40-plus home runs, 120 RBIs. He's going to win MVP. He's going to go up a little bit, and they're going to be a higher seed. So last year, Ohtani won it because they gave him the credit from pitching and hitting. I don't think the voters are going to. I don't think they're going to give him that much leeway this year on it because it already happened. It's kind of like when Russell Wilson averages triple doubles next year.
But what if he does do it? What if he does do it again, though?
If Ohtani wins MVP again?
And they get into the playoffs. What if Ohtani still puts up the same numbers, maybe a little bit more, and sneaks to the playoffs?
Oh, he's in. 100%. I mean,
you got to give it to him, right?
And like, there's no question about it because the guy plays on both sides. Yeah, you have to. Like, if he puts up these same numbers and if they don't get to the playoffs, I don't give it to him. If they do get to the playoffs, though, I give it to him.
I agree.
Like, listen, you can't be 15 games below 500 and get MVP again. Like, what he did was phenomenal. We never seen that shit ever.
Never seen that. That's since Babe Ruth. We never seen that.
Hey, man, like if he does the same thing again this year, in my opinion, I would have no problem if he did win MVP. But as a baseball person and kind of like a sports person in general, you gotta do something to improve the team. Like you can't have the same record, same stats, and any better. Like make your team better. I get it's a team sport. You got to be a little bit better, but that's where the leadership comes in. That's part of the MVP. You know, so I think that's my thing. I think Vladimir Guerrero is just going to be the guy this year, man. I mean, I think so too.
I love that Vladdy last year. I feel the same way. Vladdy is going to do the same damn thing he's been doing. I think he's going to get that MVP.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's on a great team. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what Vladdy's like. I feel like they're gonna run through the playoffs too if they get there.
I mean, listen, the problem is you never know because they've never been there yet. Like they don't have a lot of guys that, so you never know when they get in. That's the hard part. So like that's when the playoffs get in. Everything changes as the year goes on. But as for now, I'm taking Toronto World Series, Vladdy MVP. I don't know when. I'm trying to think when was the last time they had an MVP and they won the World Series. It's probably been a while.
It's been a while.
I'm gonna look before we get done, but I know it hasn't happened in a while. But I'm doing it. For the NL, we got number 1, Juan Soto at plus 360.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. Juan Soto is an absolute animal. So I'm not. Plays for Washington. He's a national, but
he's good, bro.
Juan Soto's a hitter, man. He's everything you want in a player. So, but outside of him, I mean, you want to think about other ones real quick because we already know Juan Soto, how good Juan Soto is. He's better than baseball.
Let me get my little take on Juan Soto real quick, though. Dude's a beast. Dude's an animal. My thing about him being that high on MVP votes is this: what happens when Washington sucks and he doesn't have that contract extension yet. They trade him. You think they trade him? If they trade him, what if he gets traded to the AL and you got your MVP vote on him in the AL? He don't win it. So that's why I wouldn't put money on him. I'm not putting money on it because I think he's going to get traded. I don't know who he's going to get traded to. I just think Washington is not going to be good. He hasn't signed a contract. He declined $316 million. So that shows me he doesn't really want to be there. He wants to get paid more, but he doesn't really want to be there either. On top of that, really, because going through all this money on free agency, they never came back to talk to him about contract. So I have a feeling they're going to trade him. So he's going to be the first player ever that does the NFL contract where which team do you want to sign with? We'll trade you there. That's what's going to happen with Juan Soto.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So, I mean, listen, if he gets traded in the NL, his numbers are going to be there. He's going to be great. But I'm not taking it for that fact. I don't know. He's a what if. After that, we got Ronald Acuna Jr. My man's coming back. People forget how good he is. The Braves won the World Series without him. That's
why I'm saying they're still a scary team. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even playing.
And you remember, before he got hurt, he was top 3 MVP talks in NL. He was.
He was.
Got hurt. That's why he's number 2 at plus 750. And listen, anytime a guy comes back from an injury on a team that won a World Series, statistically, if you look it up, they do pretty damn good.
They ball the fuck out because they weren't there. That's why. But I mean, it was an ACL, so I mean, I don't. We'll see how he is, man. I could definitely see him sneak in there and get the W.
We talked about this off camera a little bit about other stuff, but them foreign dudes that play
baseball,
they're different. They're different, bro. They're completely different than me and you getting an ACL tear without bad coming back. They just come back and it's like nothing, dude. They're
like nothing. Yeah.
They're just freaks, bro. It's crazy. They're just raised differently, man. Where they just got that different mentality than us in America have, which is impressive.
They love the game like how we love football or basketball. They love the game. That's all they do. Yeah. The Latino players are different, bro.
Number 3, though, we got one of my. I like this guy a lot. Mookie Betts at plus 950.
How can you not? How can you not? Hold on. Why we highlight him? Because he's a beast. He don't need to be highlighted. He's already got a W. You got a ring under him. He's already been MVP. That's why we want to talk about him. But you're gonna see this shit how he balls out.
He's a beast, bro. He's at plus 950, number 3. He's on that loaded Dodgers team. Why not take a Dodger? Why not?
I think he gets 40. I think he gets 40 boomers this year.
He might.
I'm calling it right now.
He could. I mean, plus he's going to steal some bases. He could. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. Number 4. We got my man Bryce Harper, the reigning MVP at plus 1,100. How can you not love him? How can you not love taking him this year with this lineup?
I fucking love it too. Hey, listen, the Phillies have it all, and it's ran by the man himself. So the Phillies will go as far as Bryce Harper's bat takes them at this point. So we're gonna see, and he definitely should be in the talk for MVP.
He should be, bro. I mean, in my opinion, he's at number 4 plus 1,100.
Damn.
I mean, it's kind of a steal. I mean, I like it. I think he should be above Mookie Betts, in my opinion.
Nah, I gotta give it. I'm cool with this.
I'm cool with him there, though. Number 5, though, we got another Dodger. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this have these Dodgers.
Freddie fucking Freeman.
Freddie Freeman at plus 1,200. I mean, how good is he going to be in that lineup?
Isn't he from LA? He's from LA too, so I think he'll be a little bit more comfortable
in that lineup too. You got a bunch of fucking killers.
I know.
He gonna have Mookie Betts bad in there. He gonna have Josh Turner, Trey Turner.
Yeah, Trey Turner. He's on there too, I think.
Trey Turner's next. He's number 6 at plus 1,800.
No, I was looking. I was like, hold on, he's around here. Hold on.
Bro, 3 of the top 6 guys are on the Dodgers.
That's crazy.
I don't know how you can bet against the Dodgers to win. So pick your Dodger to win. I mean,
you can't lose. You can't lose. That's why they're gonna win the World Series this year. Look at them. They're loaded. They're loaded.
I mean, I really think that the likelihood of the MVP coming off is on that list right there. Top 6.
I agree.
In my pick, who do you think I have? Who do you think I took out of them?
At your pick, out of all of them, I'm thinking out of the 3 Dodgers or the top 6?
It's top 6. I mean, theoretically, I think my MVP is going to come out of that. So, I mean, I have a sleeper pick. I put some money on.
I have a sleeper pick too for MVP. I have one sleeper pick, and you might be agreeing with me on this. I think you might mess around this role with Mookie Betts.
Nah, so I'm going to roll with the best fantasy player on this list in Trey Turner.
Why not? Why not?
In that plus 1,800, bro, like, he's going to give you literally everything. Literally everything. He's not going to give you the home runs or the RBIs numbers total.
But he's going to be consistent doing it.
Have him. He hits over 300. He led the league in average. I mean, now you got Freddie Freeman in there. You're going to get more runs. You're going to have more runs. I got Trey Turner at plus 1,800. That's my pick for NL.
I think we're sleeping on somebody right now.
Who we're sleeping on?
Fernando Tatis.
So, listen, I got somebody else on their team as a sleeper. I put Manny Machado as a sleeper at plus 3,500 because Fernando Tatis is going to be out for a little bit.
I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea at all because when Manny Machado's the man, he is an excellent player. He's still an excellent player with Tatis on that team. That's not a bad idea.
Listen, Manny Machado is a beast. You ain't wrong at all taking Tatis. I mean, the man when he comes back, he's top 5 player in the entire league. So
absolutely,
the season doesn't really mean anything because look what he did last year. He hit like 13 home runs in 14 games or some shit.
Yeah, I heard it.
I mean, the dude was a beast. He's electric, and he don't got to worry about getting paid. He already did. So he's gonna go out there. That's why I love the watch about him too, Fernando Tatis. He reminds me of like our generation. Like our generation grew up where we just loved to play the game when we went out there. We just had fun, and we did it with passion though. And that's how he plays, bro. That's how he plays. Like he swings like Vladimir Guerrero, the senior, where he tore his oblique swinging last year. Remember? Like that's how hard the guy plays. Like I have no problems with you taking him an MVP.
He's a baller.
Yeah, I mean,
are we freaking? Can we bring up Arenado? Nolan Arenado.
I mean, he kind of fell off a little bit.
He's on a very good team right now. So I mean, he's gonna put up the numbers.
Yeah, he's gonna be good. I mean,
he's gonna put up the numbers.
He's up there. There's a lot of guys on this list we could sit here and talk about for an hour, but I don't feel like breaking down everybody's pick. There's a lot of them.
We even mentioned my favorite player, so I was like, I'm gonna leave him out of here because I think this list is way too deep. Because Francisco Lindor is the most consistent shortstop out there, in my opinion.
You're talking about Francisco Lindor?
Francisco Lindor is one of the most consistent. I think I think this year with the Mets, how good they are. I think if they're in the playoffs, he should get a little bit of love for the MVP. So I don't look at the odds for him at all. I was just thinking about it.
He's right around saying like 2,800. It's really good. It's crazy because I couldn't really write him all down. Just throw top 6.
Yeah, there's no wrong with that.
He's there, bro. I mean, he's a beast. He's gonna have a better year. Last year was a little tough. I think it'll be better.
New team. So he's bigger. He's coming from Cleveland to New York.
Yeah. What's that from?
He just had a kid. Like he was a little bit. I think he still had an all-star year. He had an excellent year, but I think he was just like, this is different. I'm not used to this. So he balled out. He's a good player, but he should definitely be on this list.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now let's get the Cy Youngs here. We got the AL Cy Young. These odds kind of blew my mind. They really did because I kind of reminds me every year where they always got to try and get a Yankee in there. I mean, I'm not blaming them for having Cole at number 1 at plus 400.
Not a fan of it.
To be 600 above the next two guys, kind of doesn't really.
Not a fan of it.
Get it,
I'm looking for the buck.
Listen, Shane Bieber's a beast, bro. Shane Bieber's a beast. 900, number 2, and Lucas Giolito at number 3 at plus 1,000. A lot of people probably don't even know who the hell he is because, frankly, I didn't know who the hell he was until last year either. That dude's a beast. Think about that. Nobody really knows who that guy is. He's number 3 on the Cy Young.
You got to put Max Scherzer in there too, right?
Yeah, he's on the other side. He's on the other side.
Are you sticking with AL right now?
Yeah, we got Robbie Ray, the reigning Cy Young winners, number 4, 1,500. We got Dylan Cesar is plus 1,800. Lance McCullers is plus 2,000. And then we got my sleeper. No, I say my sleeper. I'm picking for it this year. We got Lance Lynn going over to Chicago. I got him at plus 2,500. I'm taking him to win the Cy Young this year.
Lance Lynn, really?
But believe it or not, listen, he was supposed to be a what-if player when he played for St. Louis.
You're right.
Finally going to nail it down being in Chicago, bro. That's my point. Plus 2,500. I got Lance Lynn. You got somebody on that list, or you looking at somebody different?
For the AL, I mean, I like Chris Sale. Chris Sale still haunts my mind when I think of a Cy Young winner because he does come alive. But to win it all, I mean, it's hard to go against Cole as much as I don't want to. Verlander's still hanging around there, I would say. The AL is kind of when it comes to pitchers. So, I don't know. I mean,
listen, I'm going to have the list right here. I'm going to read you the top of the list. After McCullers, we got Shane McClanahan, Jose Barrios,
yeah.
Shohei Ohtani, Lance Lynn, Justin Verlander, Kevin Gossman, Nathan Eovaldi, Frankie Montas, Alek Manoah, Sean Manaea, Chris Sale. Yeah, the AL pitching isn't that good. Wow. Like, it's really not. Like, when we talk about the NL, it's like
the AL. I said that. I was like, the AL is not like amazing with pitchers. They have consistent ones, but they're not like they don't have a rack of them like a lot of teams in the NL do.
Yeah, I mean,
DeGrom, Shazier, Wheeler.
I like my pick with Lance Lynn even more.
That's why I said it's not horrible. It's not a hot take.
Yeah, I mean, I see why Garrett Cole's that high now. I mean,
yeah, listen, Garrett Cole's the most proven one on that list right now. He's definitely a guy that's gonna play for New York. You're a Yankee. You're probably gonna get a little bit more brownie points, but he does bring heat. He's beat.
Yeah. You go with the underdog too. You're gonna take DeGrom, and then your underdog is Chris Sale. I can dig that.
Hell yeah! I mean, I gotta roll.
Chris Sale comes back, bro, and he's healthy. He's filthy. So we'll see. Now we'll go to the NL here. So we got. Oh, it actually changed since yesterday. But we got the favorite to win it is Jacob DeGrom. I mean,
how can you go wrong with that though? Like I hate that I gotta see this guy multiple times a year. I hate it because he's so fucking good.
Dude's a beast. I mean, he's definitely number one. Absolutely. I'm not picking him, but he's number one. After that, we got Max Scherzer.
Can't go wrong with Max Scherzer either.
Number 3, Zach Wheeler.
Homer, listen, that's my pick. I'm going to keep it real with you. Aside from DeGrom, I'm rolling with Zach Wheeler. So I think this year he has a better defense behind him.
Yeah.
Our pitchers failed a lot last year because the defense was terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
terrible. Nobody saved them. So I think this year, since he has a better defense, I think Zach Wheeler is going to be a lot more higher in these Cy Young talks.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's why there's no excuse for Aaron Nola to be as bad as he's going to be. He's He's not going to be a 10-loss guy. He has everything behind him now. So we're going to say.
I agree with you. After him, we got my pick. I think he's the best pitcher in baseball. He's going to prove it this year. And Walker Buehler.
I love the name. I love the name. Like, is that not a baseball name? Like,
this guy's a freaking beast.
Fucking beast, I know.
So when I watch him play, we used to play video games. He's like a mix of like a Zach Greinke and a Tim Lincecum with like his pitching style. Not his motion, but like his pitches.
I love
like he does that crazy two-seam fastball and his curveball's filthy. The dude's a beast. I love this guy. He's number 4. He's at plus 1,100. Him and Wheeler are tied. I like both of them. I like both of them. After that, we got Corbin Burns right there. Brandon Woodruff right there. Got a couple Milwaukee guys. After that, Aaron Nola is after him. Believe it or not, Aaron Nola is number 7.
Well, you can't have a record. You can't have the year. You gotta think the year before he sucked. Like last year was bad, but the year before that, Aaron Nola was a dog.
Yeah,
he was a dog. Like what happened, I don't know. But Aaron Nola, he was must-see TV when he was really good. So I can see the potential right now because, like I said, he has a defense in the back of him now. When he can actually relax back there, I think last year he was kind of a little frazzled because he's like, shit, they get a hit off me. They're not going to cover that. Didi's not stepping to the ball getting there. He's like, guys aren't doing their job. Like, now he has an outfield that can play defense.
Absolutely. I mean,
so we're going to say
he's at plus 2,000. Another guy I like to look at is Atlanta Brave again. It's Max Fried. He's a little bit lower on the list.
Yes, why not?
17. Yeah. There's another guy I like on here too, which he's not going to get much love. But you guys remember how good Blake Snell was? I mean, he's a guy that could have another year where he won the Cy Young. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's about it for you guys. We'll be all right. We'll be all right there. I got Walker Buehler winning, and we'll see. We'll see who wins that. I was going to get into the conferences, but I think we'll just leave that for a solo podcast. Yeah, because I want to talk about home run leader because I have a couple on here, and I actually wrote the over/under for them. I thought it was pretty interesting. I wanted to get into it. So the home run leader, who do you think's going to win home runs this year? Vlad. So Vlad is the favorite at plus 700 to win. His over/under is 43.5. And I'm going with over. Vladimir Guerrero is going to hit over 43.5 home runs this year. He's number 2 is Pete Alonso.
I mean, he won the crown last year. I mean, I'm not shocked. Pete Alonso, that's a baller right there.
His over/under is 40.5. I mean,
that's a lot. That's not horrible.
I think that's a lot. It's the second highest. Vladimir Guerrero.
40 big boys. I mean, he's won the home run derby before. He's been a home run champion. Period. I hate that he's a Met.
I mean, theoretically, like you said earlier, you got Francisco Lindor. If he has a better year, I mean, depending on how their lineup is, sometimes he hit 2, sometimes he hit 4. So he might. I don't know. He might lead the league in home runs this year. I mean,
yeah, I can see that happening.
I'm not saying it because I'm all in on Vladdy this year.
Me too. I'm on. Well, where they got Ohtani at?
So Ohtani is at number 4, but his over/under is 39.5. I think he might be right there too. I thought that's what I want to talk about because, so he's at 39.5, and then we got Joey Gallo is at 38.
That's all he does is hit home run.
Yeah,
that's all he does.
He's a full year in New York. He might hit 50 and bat 110.
50, yeah.
He gonna have 50 home runs. After that, we have Alvarez from Houston at 37.5. That dude's a beast too. He's a guy who didn't give a lot of love. He's a beast. Then we got tied with him is Devers, 37.5. They didn't have the number for Matt Olson or Mike Trout, which I don't know why, and they didn't have one for Salvador Perez, which I was curious. I wanted to see Salvador Perez today because that dude hit all them. He led the league in home runs last year.
Yeah.
He's plus 3,000 this year to do it. Like, I mean, why not? Dude's been hitting bombs for the last 2 years. I mean, he might be there at plus 3,000.
Where's our boy Bryce Harper at?
So Bryce Harper's at plus 1,500, and he's at 35.5. I think he goes over.
Oh, bro, I think he goes at least to 38.
Yeah.
This year.
So our other two Philly guys, we got Schwarber and Nick. We got Schwarber's at plus 4,000. Castellanos is at 5,000. They're both Schwarber's at 30.5, and Nick Castellanos is at 31.5.
Picture that.
Philly, baby.
Picture that. Three of our guys are over 30.
I don't know what Reese Hopkins was, but he's probably around 27, 28. So,
and that's okay because he's not going to be the guy they lean on. That's okay.
He can hit 32
easily. I tell you what, when hitting season actually starts, that Philly team is going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty.
Be, man.
Good luck stopping.
I think it's nice to see all them numbers with all the home runs because even though it's not 50, 60 home runs, seeing a lot of upper 38s, 40s.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's what you want. I mean, he's got to pick. All Girardi got to do is figure that lineup right, and this team can be really good. This is Girardi's year right here. This is his year to say, I have all the players I need. Pitching will work out for itself. I'll set the lineup.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, we don't want to go too long on these podcasts, but we're going to give a breakdown of who we think is going to win each division. But we want to talk about the NL East real quick first. So in the NL East, we got last year Atlanta, 88 games they won. Philly, 182. We had the New York Mets in third place at 77. Miami, 67. And Washington won 65. Now, the over-unders this year, based off of the projections, according to Vegas, this is the order they think we're going to come in. They got the New York Mets coming in first place. Atlanta Braves coming in first place at 90.5 wins, over-under. They got New York Mets at number 2 at 89.5. They got the Philadelphia Phillies at number 3, 85.5. Followed by fourth place, they got Miami at 76.5 and Washington at 71.5. So how do you see the NL East? How do you I see. Listen, I'm a homer. I don't want to sound too much like a homer, but they can easily win the division for the Phillies. I got Philly, Atlanta, Mets, Miami, and Washington. So, all right, we got Philadelphia number 1 for you.
Yeah.
85.5 over under. You're going over, right?
I'm going over. Yeah.
How much over are you going?
I think they get 88.
So you think 88 in the division this year?
Yeah.
Again?
That the division is tough. So.
I think it's a little different this year. I think a lot of the other teams that we're going to play, looking at the schedule, I don't think they're that good. I think you're going to need 90-plus wins to win this division. I hate to say it. I'm a little bit different than you.
Bro, I don't know, though, because this division is one of those. It's just like the NFC East, man. It's kind of like dogfight it out.
Yeah, like traditionally they dogfight it out, but I think these teams are better overall combined than they were before. That's why I think they're going to be higher. That's why I think they're going to be higher. I don't think Miami and Washington are going to be good at all. I don't think they're going to be good at all. Well, Miami has 1 or 2 good players on their whole roster, which when them guys pitch, they might be good.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're not going to be good.
Miami usually gives us hell anyway, so that's why they stick around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen this year. I really don't. My prediction, I got a little bit different than you. We're going to break it down, though. So you had the Phillies at 85. And the funny thing is, you had them winning 88 games, right?
Yeah.
I got them at 88 wins.
Really?
Listen, I'm not home. I love the root for them. I want them to win. But I've been here rooting for shit too much, and I realize how things go. So I have them losing the division, but coming in second by a little bit. I got the New York Mets winning the division, and we got the New York Mets at 89.5 over under 77 wins last year. I think they got better. I think they're going to get healthier.
They get better.
I got the New York Mets winning the division with 93 wins. So we'll see what happens.
That's a big number, man. That's a big number for them boys.
A good sign. Yeah, well, I'm predicting that both pitchers stay healthy. So theoretically, I mean, which probably isn't going to happen. So the fact that my predictions weren't good last time we did baseball, it's a good sign. But the only good sign we have so far is we both had Phillies winning 88. So hey, you never know. It could happen. Then we got to talk about the Atlanta Braves since they're favorite to win the division, and neither of us have them winning it. Where you got them at then?
I got them number 2.
So you got them under 2.
I got them number 2 because they come on. They're one of those teams that come on late as it is. Every year they come on late. Even though last year they had a shitty second half of the year. But they come on late anyway. And they normally do sweep the division towards the end. Even though, quick fact, we've been winning the last couple series against them. Like if you look back, we've been winning the season series against them. That's why I think we're gonna take it. New York, the Mets fall apart towards the end. I'm not scared of the Mets. I know they're a great team, but they don't give us hell. So I got to roll with Atlanta at number 2, the team I know that's going to be effective.
Yeah,
World Series champions.
I can't get it wrong because out of all these divisions, there's pretty much 4 of the divisions. It's either legit one team or maybe another team, except the East, AL East and NL East. It's one of them. I don't know.
It's tough, both of them, man.
Everybody different.
Well, it's not from Baltimore. Baltimore's pretty ass, but
yeah, I got Atlanta coming in 3rd with 86 wins.
Really,
it's still pretty good. But like I said, I think they're going to win more games in that division this year. Who knows? But can we agree that Miami and Washington are irrelevant?
They're done. They're just there.
Yeah,
I said that last year about Miami too, but they snuck into the playoffs. So
they suck.
I mean,
let's talk about the other divisions real quick. Might as well talk about the AL East since that's the other division. I mean, literally over and under. Toronto 91.5. New York Yankees 91.5. Tampa Bay Rays 89.5. Boston Red Sox 85.5. Then you got the champ of the division, Baltimore. They're playing golf. They're at 61.5. I mean, that division's terrible.
I got to roll with Toronto at number 1. I like Toronto, and I'm going to take the Yankees at number 2. Tampa Bay sitting at 3. Even though I don't want to sleep on Boston because I know how good they can get. But I got to put them at number 4, and Baltimore is just there. So Baltimore's
a little bit different there. I got Toronto at the top, and then I got Tampa. The thing is, I don't think Tampa's as good as them guys, but they just win. I don't get it.
They win. That's what they do.
But I have them and the Yankees at 90, right around same, one game from each other. So it doesn't really matter. They're both going to get in the playoffs in my bracket, and then I got Boston number 4. But any one of them teams right there could win the division because they're well coached. They got a lot of good players. They got experience. It's going to be a good division. So, let's talk about the Centrals. AL Central. We got in that.
Well, it's hard to go against Chicago right now because they look great. So I'll put them at number 1.
Yeah,
I want to roll with Minnesota. I want to roll with Minnesota at number 2. Detroit at number 3. KC at 4, and Cleveland. As much as I used to like Cleveland, they just don't look good anymore to me. Number 5.
And they changed their name, so they're out. I completely agree with you there. I could possibly see Detroit actually switching over Minnesota. They got a lot of young.
They do.
My brother loves them. He loves them, but I'm like, I can't go with the Tigers, man. They've just been so bad the last couple of years. They got a little bit better. We'll see. That's how I have too. I got the same thing. NL Central. You got an NL Central.
St. Louis. Now you know what though? I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna roll with Milwaukee taking that division. Probably then St. Louis. Then I'll go Chicago, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think I really do believe in these Milwaukee guys. I think they were one of the best teams in the AL last year. So I can't see them bouncing that far off. They can win.
Last year, Milwaukee won 95. St. Louis won 90. Milwaukee's the favorite to win the division.
Yeah.
That was the only switched up. Like I switched up. I put St. Louis a game above them. Just because I'm like, you know what? I gotta switch something up. Milwaukee's pretty damn good, but St. Louis, I've always liked them. I mean,
yeah.
But it's either them or Milwaukee.
It's Milwaukee.
Probably Milwaukee. Milwaukee is favored to win by 4 games. So that's what I'm saying. Like, should win it. Now we got the AL West. We got Houston. I mean, right?
Houston number 1. I don't even think there's an argument there. After that's kind of tough. Angels probably. Seattle, Texas, and Oakland.
You laughing about Seattle? You gotta remember they won 90 games last year.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean they're pretty damn good.
They are pretty good.
Yeah, I got the same order as you. But listen, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Bean gets Oakland. They win 90 games again. Like what the hell? I mean, I don't see it. I got them low too. I got Houston too. And then the NL West, we got the Dodgers both, right? I mean,
hell yeah, Dodgers, San Fran. You got to go 1 and 2 right there. San Diego, and I'll probably take Colorado.
Listen, if Tatis wasn't hurt for the beginning of the year, I would put San Diego. Yeah, I'd put him at number 2, San Diego, but I got them like right with San Francisco because I don't know how they're going to do in the beginning, but I got them right there.
Bro, LA's predicted to win 96.5. Bro.
Yeah, they're the highest by 5 games.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, 5 games, bro. It's crazy. So let's break down the playoffs real quick. So AL, who's your number 1 seed? You got Toronto, Chicago, or Houston?
I want to roll with Toronto on that one. Then I'll probably go Houston, Chicago, Tampa Bay, and I'll go New York, Boston.
So you got Tampa Bay, New York, and Boston?
Yeah.
All right.
I got Toronto, Houston, Chicago.
All right. So it would be, since it's this matchup, I have Toronto, Chicago, Houston, and then my wild card is exactly the same as yours. It could go either way, but I got that. So your matchups would be Toronto and Houston get a bye.
Yeah.
Now you have Chicago. Home versus Boston.
I like it.
Who you got winning?
Chicago and Boston?
Yeah.
Chicago's going to mop them.
All right. You got Tampa Bay versus New York.
I honestly think New York gets them out of there and since the wild card, I think they get them out of there quick.
Best of 3. I think.
It's the best of 3 in the wild card. So I'm going to roll with Tampa Bay taking them out.
Yeah, so I kind of went the same way as you and a little different. I have where's mine? I have the Yankees beating Tampa Bay as well, and then I have Houston beating. I have Houston beating Boston. So we have the same matchups in a different way, basically. So no, different. So now you got Chicago versus Toronto. Who you got?
Toronto.
And then you got New York Yankees versus Houston. I would love to see that matchup. I'm not lying.
Houston's gonna mop them.
Houston's gonna mop them. So I'm rolling with Toronto and Chicago. Now you got Toronto and Houston.
Oh, Toronto all day. Toronto all day on that one. I don't know. Let me take that back though, because
with Houston.
When Houston gets deeper in the playoffs, they get really, really ugly. They make shit really ugly. So I'm still gonna roll with Toronto on that one.
We got Toronto. Now we got the NL. Dodgers number 1. Number 2, who you got? You got Milwaukee or Philly?
Milwaukee.
All right, Philly number 3.
Philly number 3.
Huh? Yeah, you got Philly number 3. You got wild card. San
Fran. San Diego.
Who's next? One more. Atlanta. St. Louis.
Atlanta.
Yeah, it's one of them. I mean, the playoff teams for the NL are like.
It's hard.
It's hard, but it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think 8 teams are in the mix to get in. If
I'm putting Atlanta in there, I'm taking out San Diego. It's. I feel like if I do that, I'm robbing them. If I take out.
No, well, theoretically, you could put Atlanta above and then put San Diego at 6.
That's true. And I'm leaving the Mets out, which is crazy.
Crazy. That's what I'm saying. It's but I mean, in mine, I have LA, New York, St. Louis. So we got 2 difference right there. And then I have San Francisco, San Diego, Milwaukee. I'm leaving Atlanta out.
Yeah, you're leaving Atlanta. We just switched one.
So let's go with the bracket here. So you got Philly versus Atlanta. That's a good matchup.
Probably the best series of the playoffs.
For you.
I might, as much as I hate to say it, I think Atlanta's going to take that series. It's the playoffs. They light up in the playoffs. So it's going to be it's going to be this team's first time in the playoffs together. So I got to roll with Atlanta on that one.
I don't blame. I mean, I see your point, but Philly wins.
I know. I don't want to say it, but
you're not wrong. Coming from a logical standpoint, it makes sense. But you never know. Then you got San Francisco, San Diego.
San Francisco.
All right, so I have in my bracket, I got San Diego beating San Francisco. I'm going the opposite there. I'm taking San Diego, and then I am taking it's Milwaukee or St. Louis hosting Milwaukee. Even though St. Louis won the division, I'm taking
Milwaukee. Yeah,
so I'll take Milwaukee. So your matchups are Atlanta and LA.
Oh, killing me now.
It's a good matchup.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I think LA is a little bit more hungrier this year. I think they know they left the playoffs last year with a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
So I want to roll the Dodgers on this one.
And then you got San Francisco, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
All right, in my matchups, I took LA Dodgers over San Diego. And as much as I hate to say it, I took the fucking Mets over Milwaukee. Wow. I have matchups LA New York.
Matchups, and the pitching matchups.
So this is what I want to say about I want to say this about my prediction, though, what I think. I think the winner of the NL East gets to the conference finals, in my opinion. I just don't know why. I just think they're going to be battle tested.
Do you think do they represent the NL in the World Series though?
No.
The Dodgers, right?
The thing is, I think whoever wins the NL East in my bracket comes in second. If they come in third and they got to win and play the Dodgers, then my prediction is completely fucking wrong. Because they're not beating the Dodgers to get there into the but in my bracket, yeah, I got the Dodgers versus the Mets, and you have the Dodgers versus the Brewers. Who you got?
Dodgers.
I got Dodgers. So we both have Dodgers, Toronto, which whatever.
Which is it's fine.
Who got one? The Dodgers or Toronto? I have the Dodgers, Toronto.
Hold on. Dodgers. I said I think they're hungry, so I don't want to go against Toronto though because Oh, it's gonna be the Dodgers. They're gonna win. If those two see each other, it's probably gonna go 6. But I can see it. It's definitely gonna be the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going the opposite with you. I think Toronto's going to win, but we'll see what happens. But yeah,
we've been wrong before. So
yeah, I mean, nobody knows. That's why they play. You know, you can get projections and pick them. You don't know. I mean, you could look at 1,000 different people doing their predictions, and they're different by a game or two. And like in MLB, like a game or two in this playoffs, it matters a whole lot. So that could change. Like that could change completely. Like, you know, like I just said, if like the NL, like let's say, like I said NL East is going to be in second, they're going to get there. If they're in third, say it's a game difference, they got to play Dodgers. That changes a lot of things up.
A lot.
So I mean, you never. I'm actually excited for baseball this year, as you guys can tell. I don't know about you. We're ready to sing it.
Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a good year.
There's nothing like afternoon baseball. 12 o'clock. Pops the baseball on if you're home. Nothing like being at the ballpark. The ballpark is probably my most favorite atmosphere of the 4 major. You can put 5 now. Soccer is around, definitely. Soccer's there too, but when it comes to the major, I gotta roll. It's just hard for me to say no to baseball, man. It's like being at a holy ground when we're at a baseball field.
You know, like we had a discussion about this the other day too. We're like, oh, what's your favorite? And I said it's a tie between baseball and basketball.
Yeah,
like, they're right there. Like I'm not huge. Like football's great, but like people are a little crazy. Like
that's the nastiest fans is football. Even though I did hear a lot of bad things about Boston. When visiting teams come to Boston, I hear a lot of bad things, but that's Boston for you.
We try to go to a different stadium like every year, give or take. We didn't last year because of COVID, but a couple years back we went to Washington and we saw LA. It was Mike Trout Harper. That shit was fun, bro. Like I was wearing my Philly shirt in the stadium. It was completely irrelevant to the game, and it was fun, man. You know, I was like, I'm here recruiting. Like I literally sat right in left center, so I could see both of them, and the whole game we're just yelling at them, "Come to Philly!" Like, bro, it was fun, man. We were trying to get Trout to come. Little did we know we should have been cheering for Harper, but hey, it worked out. You know, I mean, whatever.
Not one of them.
And baseball's fun, man. Dollar Dog Day is fun to go down to. You know, it's one of those sports where you can go down to. Like, if we lived in Philly, like closer to Philly, I'd go a lot more. Like,
I'd probably go if we were living in Philly. I'd probably go a lot more.
Yeah, I can't go down there and shit. Like, imagine if you're walking distance from the stadium. I'd be there a lot.
Hey, I'd be there. Xfinity Live's right there too, so it's like. We both live a little outside of Philly, but saying we're outside of Philly is a far ride. So, but we'll make a couple games this year. We're gonna make a couple.
I'm going to opening weekend. We're going Sunday. We're taking my nieces to their first game, so that'll be fun. Fun. They never been to a game.
You gotta swag her out too. You gotta put her a little chick baseball jersey on, a little hat. You gotta get her the helmet with the ice cream in it.
Oh, that's a must. I mean, I'm getting it for me. But, yeah, I'm sorry, but like, listen, when I lived in Florida, bro, so the Thrashers are right there in Clearwater, but during spring training was the best time. Everyone always asks me, why do you like going down there like during that time? I'm like, dude, like the restaurant I worked at, if you guys watch spring training, there's a big ass sign in center field. Every time they show the outfield, you see the sign. Brown Boxer. That's where I worked at. They fucking own the tiki in the back. They sponsor it all. So we used to get tickets, bro. And we used to sit when you watch and you see the Hooters deck next to the dugout of the Phillies. That's where I sat. And I was like, dude, they were all there because we got free beer and shit. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to talk to the players. And dude, like being that close to the field doing them games, it like makes you like look at it different. Like you could see who actually plays the game as like still as a kid, and it made it cool. That's the Phillies, because it's a different environment, man. When you come to Philadelphia and you play for Philadelphia,
they love you.
Different. It's like
they're gonna love you.
we love you. Like my thing as a Phillies fan is this. Like, I understand like your production can go down a little bit here and there, but like the way you talk about it in press conferences, that's what gets me with like own that shit. Like be like Draymond Green and say, "Yo, I suck." Like good.
Yeah, gotta be real. Like
we like that shit.
Exactly. Just say you had an off day. Like everybody has off days, but don't go off and be like, "Oh no, I did." You guys know what you're talking about. Like I want to say, like Philly, as much as wild as Philly fans are, they're very educated about the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have the hot take guys, but they're very educated about any game they watch, any sport they watch. Just be real, but no, I had an off day, I'll bounce back. That's all you gotta say. And
that's great in Philly, yeah. So I'm excited that we actually got more baseball people in this group. It's always fun to talk about baseball because there's 10 games on every day.
I know. Right.
There's shit going on. There's, like it'll be a fun year, especially how we're doing fantasy. We keep our post stuff. So I'm excited to start it off, guys. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, new podcast name, the Stoop Life Podcast. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Same name, The Stoop Life. My man Paul here started it, and we're getting going. We got a lot of good stuff going into that, and help us grow it. We love to hear your sports takes, and we got debates coming up, so be on the lookout for that as well. But other than that, Paulie, floor is yours, and finish it off, brother.
Definitely watch out for the swag too. I mean, we're gonna come out with some merch. Don't worry about it. We got some new merch in the making. If you're really about it. If you want to debate, you want to come on here, show what you got. Don't be a keyboard warrior. It's cool to go on there and talk shit when you're face to face with a person in a different ball game. It's all fun and games though, man. I mean, we are the best around for a reason. We own Montgomery County a little bit. We own Chester County, I would say. We're getting there. Definitely keep watching. Follow. Be in the group. Listen.
Absolutely. And like I said, Matt, we both appreciate you guys a lot for listening, for sharing it. And don't just share it. Comment. Tell us you want to hop on. Talk about it.
I love the comments where they say you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me. I love it.
I say to people, I'm like, yo, like, I'm not getting like paid to do this. I mean, I'd love to, but like, we're humans like everybody else. We got our own viewpoints and own takes on stuff. But don't be a little bitch and come on here and just say we suck at something and not give background to it. I'm a grown man. Yeah, let's have a conversation about it. And that's why I like it. That's what I like about this group, though. Like, guys, like there's a lot of Facebook groups out there that do sports talks, and like they are bad. Like they're bad, and the people that comment that they're bad are bad too. Like the people in our group, when they comment back and they say something, they give you reason. That's what I like about this group, because like very rarely do we have a comment that goes up that somebody says that and then it doesn't go into a 30 comment conversation.
I know.
But guys, I'm telling you guys from now on, me and Paul both agree. If you guys have a 20+ comment section, there's it's mandatory. Your ass is gotta get on about it. Like, listen, there's a lot of you out there that debate on there. You guys, we don't have to do a video. It's just audio. You're literally talking to us right now. Like if you aren't even watching this video right now, you would have no clue we're live right now. But we don't have to do live. Hell, we don't even have to do the audio. We can just do the group. We can just keep it in the group through the debate for you. But you're going to get on the debate. And you'll see when you get on a debate, it's so much better than just talking in the chat, man. It's fun. Every single person that has come on here and done a debate, they've done it for the first time ever. And they were a little shaky, but they get into it. The environment's good. No one cares. Just talk your talk. It's fun. So be on the lookout for more of that. Because Paulie's got some people. I got some people. We're ready to go. So it's going to be good.
Let's get it.
Thanks for hopping on, guys.
Thanks.
All right, yeah. We'll catch you guys next time. And peace out. Thanks for listening, guys.